Take this one. Let's try that again. Let's try a new one. There we go. This is even cooler. Got plenty of trees. Okay, so we could settle up here pretty easily and have plenty of farming space. Also start down here, but that's a bit too dry, so let's go up here. Let's select where we start and start right there. This will be much better. All right, so once again, it's going to start digging. Except this time I'm not going to need to... This time I'm not going to need to worry about the mistakes that I made last time. Okay, let's start the mining up. Try this again. So what we're going to start off with is we're going to start off by making farming zone, which is right there. Let's just do 6 by 6. 1, 2, 3. We're going to need to irrigate this. 4, 5, 6. But there's other things I got to do before irrigating. So let's just let them till those for a little bit at first. And 10 more arrive. No, I agree with you, Feels Batman. It's exactly the same as everything else. So medicated. My best response to that is just go look at the roadmap. There's a lot of things that are planned that are not in the game yet, which is why I say I'm not trying to sell you this game. I'm just playing. So you can go see what's currently being worked on and what's going to be added and what's in the process and what's planned and what's not being done. That document is pretty comprehensive. Also, can I just shout out that I love this game's website URL? King Under the Mountain. It's so good. But, you know, like with everything, like Dwarf Fortress's roadmap is freaking orgasmic when you look at it, but then when you remember, oh yeah, this is also going to take 11,000 years to actually be done, it gets a little sad. All right, so this is going to be the kitchen. Yeah, no, the back, like the art in-game and out-of-game all looks lovely in my opinion. Music's great too. I actually really like the way this game looks in game. Everything's very bright, colorful, and clear. I actually like the way that it looks more than other games in the genre. It kind of reminds me a lot more of Prison Architect, actually, than others. All right, this is gonna be my kitchen, so I can start building this right now. Let's put a water barrel in here, which they'll fill up, and cauldron right there. You can see they bring in the barrel. And you're removing the boulder. You've woken from your food coma. I hope it was an efficient, fun food coma. Prison Architect vibes? Yeah, very much Prison Architect. A lot of people are going to play it, say RimWorld, but I think this game actually just looks like Prison Architect. Should just have a chef. Should. Yeah, I have 3, in fact. Jeez. Yeah, like I said, like look through the The King Under the Mountain. It's the roadmap. Like this game's gonna be pretty neat once they get everything that they're working on into the game. Enter fisticuffs with someone. Well, combat's not in the game yet, right? So hopefully we'll get to see fisticuffs at some point. I just want to see things sail off in an arc. Also feels Batman, by the way. It's good to see you. Nice to have you back around. Been a while. Get around, I get around.
I'm sailing away.
Aqua, thank you very much for the 11th month. 1 month away from a year. How does that feel? So close. So close. Jack, can I get a round of beers for Aqua? Keeping that sub alive for damn close to a year at tier 2. Yeah, no, honestly, like look at the roadmap for this game and follow the roadmap and just keep an eye out because like there's a lot of neat potential for this game. All right, let's give you mining as a side gig. And let's pause for a second and just go down here. Stockpiles. You into a food stockpile. This will also get bigger as we need it. What are your jobs? Woodcutter, blacksmith. Okay, you're completely useless currently. Can you help us mine? Actually, you know what? Let's get you on fishing instead. And you can still have... What are your jobs currently? Where'd you go? There you are. Blacksmith, fishing, and mining. There you go. Oh, I see. They're trapped. That's the problem. They can't walk around that. That fixed that problem. I was like, why are they just stuck? Oh, it's because they can't walk around the table. I just got those two to mine out, and then we gotta cut out this area. This also seems to be working better. I also need a seed stockpile. There we go. This is much more productive and efficient. It's so fucky how that works. I don't think that this is intended to be able to extend that from that menu, but I'm just like get into that UI from there. I'm just gonna keep doing it. All right, so you will need a new water barrel then, which we can put down there. Then a feasting hall. But before we do the feasting hall, let's mine out this. And that can be the starting of our crafting. I played the demo of this on stream, and I played a very early backer beta like 6 months ago. So I played the Steam Next Fest demo, a backer beta, and others. Yeah. Bob Tron, what up? It's good to see you. Hope that you are doing well. So this, we're just going to plop our starting stuff in. Let's do a carpenter shop first. Nah. Where'd you go? Sawmill. And right next to that, let's grab a mason shop, which can have its own entrance too. It's gonna need it. Otherwise, things are gonna get stuck. Kinda wish this game had hotkeys. And we're going to start building the zone for the feasting hall, which is going to go in here. Yeah, everything's working properly this time. All the zones are popping up and everything. Each is good. But yeah, if you have any questions about like what's going to be in this game, I recommend looking at the roadmap. Wait, add what to the suggestion thread? I'm just kind of in stream of consciousness mode right now. So we're mining that out, Hotkeys? Oh, I mean, it's probably already in there. But, you know, I play Dwarf Fortress. I want everything to be played entirely with hotkeys. All right, we're gonna do a products stockpile. I'm going to put right here, which is basically what this is. I'm gonna try and just bring everything inside. And I'm going to make a raw materials stockpile, and I'm gonna put that outside. We got plenty of blocks. It's just a matter of somebody doing it and getting these built. We're also going to clear all this. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you kind of just don't need to add to suggestion threads because they're just kind of a given, and hotkeys is one of those. But I'm also in plans on doing an interview with the dev of this game, so at some point, hopefully, on the YouTube channel, I'll be able to put up an interview. So once they cook soup over here, they'll then be able to put it over there. Yeah, hopefully. It'll be like all the other edited interviews I do. I like doing them, so I'm glad you like watching them. Just trying to get rid of these so that moving around is quicker. There we go. Some sowing seeds is getting done. There's no access to water and has stopped growing. Yeah, because we need to get other things done. I need to put one dwarf on fishing, I think. You're a woodcutter and chef? Alright, can I put you on fishing? Settlers, what jobs do we have? We got 2 carpenters, 2 woodcutters, 1 stonemason. What are you doing? Let's take you off of cooking. Get you on stonemasoning. I want you to go build that. But they're just bringing stuff into here first. Priority. Let's increase the priority on you. We're going to remove the boulders. Love how I tackle them? Cheers! Great Toro. Glad you like them. I put a lot of effort into them, so. That gold? Native gold. Ooh, fancy. I don't know what we can do with it, but I'll have to figure that out. We've also got topaz gems. Most of these boulders are out, so that's good. Let's just cancel these. Really care. All right. Finish hauling stuff inside, and then build stuff, please. They do come with rations for the first year. Can I ask which one was the first one you saw, Gary Toro? If you found my channel through the interviews. The usual answer is Tarn Adams, because those are the ones that get viewed the most, but... Then down here, we need to do tools. So this is gonna be our tools stockpile, and then we can get this stuff constructed. This is all just gonna become one big room, but I need to put up pillars before I can do that, and I need materials for pillars. I could also allow tools in here, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Doesn't get rained on too much. Because they need the tools in a stockpile to be able to build this stuff. We're going to put the tools down here in a stockpile. I'll move them out of here and into there. But we can speed this process up by just putting them in there for right now. I'm also going to queue up some bedrooms. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Yeah, it'll do. That's kind of crappy layout-wise. Let's do this instead. Keep it simpler. We need to get down to there first. So this is going to get extended, the dining hall. All right. So now we're making our own blocks. So you now be made into a proper feasting hall. Thing is, I need to extend this a wee bit. The thing is, it's going to cave in if I make it too big, so kind of have to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, and I'm going to go over to build, furniture, pillar, and put a pillar in right there. Should be fine. And then I'm also going to make a new stockpile tool zone down here. Click on this, remove tools from it. I'll move them over there. The Dungeon Man's one? Really? Damn. I put a lot of effort into that one, but not a huge number of people watched it, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope Jim likes it. We're gonna have to dig around this stuff to actually be able to use it, but that's fine. Moving tools over. I love that workshop placement matters in this, and they have to walk around stuff. Boulder placement getting in the way of things is also fun. And you started watching other ones? Gotcha. Any particular favorites, or? I think probably my favorite one that I put together. Usually I often just fall in love with the most recent one, but I think Jupiter Hell is that one's. I've just got a soft spot in my heart for that one. I'm so happy with how it turned out. But for right now, I think I'm just gonna put down a real quick sleeping spot right here. I'm also going to, now that we've got other stuff up and running, I'm going to go to build furniture water pump. And build that there. And also get a water wheel up and running. Investments are open. Heads up, chat. The last one with Tarn. I'm really happy with how that one turned out. He was in such high spirits during it. Because, like, no offense, but, like, the interviews are kind of as good as the person I'm interviewing. I'm also really happy I get to do interviews like the one about Soul Ash, because, like, that's a game that very few people have played and nobody's heard of. So I actually get to feel like I'm making a difference by pointing at games that are cool. Let's make some other sleeping spots. We have to put this together and they'll bring stuff over there. You're a farmer and a carpenter. Miner. Okay. So we're building a table. We're also going to build those chairs. We need the blocks to be allocated first. Also, the music for this game's like actually kind of really good. It's so dark in this poor fortress right now. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I kind of have two different types of interviews. I got the edited ones that like I record off stream and then upload separately and then promote. And then I have the ones where I just stream it. So I kind of think of those as like almost two different things in my head. So once all this stuff is done, then we can connect this to power. And also another thing that I can do is I can go into orders and go to irrigation. And connect all this so that these fields stay watered through the summer. We're going to need to connect those to power up top. Yeah, no, one of the things that I've tried to do very, very much so over the last few years is play games that I think deserve eyeballs, not games that will necessarily bring me eyeballs, which makes kind of my job super difficult because it's like the easy way to be successful as a content creator is to simply play the big popular games that lots of people are looking for, and then you naturally get traffic from the audience that's already looking for that game. But they already know that game exists, right? And I think like games that have much smaller audiences that are much more dedicated to me is, I think, much more interesting, and I feel like I can actually make a benefit instead of, you know, just being part of Ubisoft's promotional machine, you know? Or something along those lines. So it's a lot more fun for me, and I like to think that you guys get a better stream out of it at the end. All right, so this is not powered currently. We just need this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to build, power. Not entirely sure where I'm going to need to connect this, but I know this is going to need to get connected to that. So I think that it can go right next to it. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out. It might actually just need to go right underneath it, but... And then one there, and dunk dunk. I should figure it all out. It's not very much like RimWorld. It's a lot more like two-dimensional Dwarf Fortress. So I play a lot of Dwarf Fortress, so I'm pretty used to this style of gameplay. RimWorld is a lot more tower defense focused and a lot more min-maxy base building focused. This game feels a lot more like Dwarf Fortress, so it's a lot slower paced, a lot more methodical, and a lot more mechanical. I personally think that this game has a shit ton of potential, even though currently it's not perfect. Because it's, very early. It is very early. But I backed this on the Kickstarter. But just keep an eye on the roadmap. And if you're interested in a game like this, this is potentially a really cool game once it, gets a little further along in development. But it is a lot more like Dwarf Fortress than it is like RimWorld, which may be a negative to some people and may be a positive to others. To me, it's a positive, but might not be that might not be the case for everybody. But it really depends on what you're looking for, I guess. I actually really didn't like Streets of Rogue, oddly enough. Streets of Rogue was really fun for about 10 minutes. Maybe not 10. It was fun for about 4 hours until I beat it the first time, and then since then I just don't care. Plus, that game actually sold extremely well. Just because it's not particularly fun to watch doesn't mean it's not fun to play. It is very fun to play, but it's like initially. Really? How? Where are you? Weird. Nobody else is dehydrated. Okay, then. Guess we build a graveyard. Betty forgot to drink? I guess so, yeah. Huh. Wonder if he got... Actually, I'll bet you he got stuck right there. I'll bet you he got stuck right there. I'd be willing to bet he got stuck right there. I think that's probably what happened. Unfinished game, That's actually very dwarfy. Fucking built himself into a hole and died. Can anyone get his body? I doubt it, but I guarantee you that's what happened. I guarantee you that is what happened. Also... That's kind of hilarious. But noted, won't do that again. Connect underground to power, okay. So to connect you to power, build power. Is that not connected? Try that. Maybe I need to put it here? I don't know, I'm just kind of spitballing. Maybe I need to put it on that side. And then you would probably need to go there. It's like I'm not even mad that that dwarf died because it's also like, less mouths to feed the first winter. It's like I'm kind of not even mad. It's like, oh, we lost a blacksmith. Well, we'll be fine. Yeah, as somebody who plays a shit ton of Dwarf Fortress McBims, it's very obvious to me that this is very much Dwarf Fortress and not so much RimWorld. Honestly, if it was more like RimWorld, I'd be less interested. I don't enjoy playing RimWorld anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, because they have to walk around the irrigation, I guarantee you that's what happened. Let's check underground again. Eh? Alright, well. I am confused as to why this didn't work. Let's just demolish you and try moving it, maybe? Trial and error. Also, why can't I demolish these? That's funky. Build furniture. Let's try the windmill instead. Because this is same thing basically, except not water powered. Also, I kind of like the aesthetic of windmills. Also, actually, let's not put that there. Let's put it. Let's put it up here. Beach planks and granite blocks. Yeah, we can do that, no problem. In fact, it takes less materials than the other one. Extend the size of this. Let's also back out of there and go into build furniture. Nope. Build door. One thing I will say if you've never played Dwarf Fortress, though, is Dwarf Fortress is free. Certainly has a lot of potential, though, Commander Bailey's. Certainly has a lot of potential. It's very early right now, but it has a lot of potential. Okay, so you can also be deconstructed, because I'm going to have to deconstruct the thing underneath you, and it's not letting me deconstruct the thing underneath you, so... Can I demolish these now? Okay, so you can't demolish gears once they've been built, which is kind of incredible. Okay. That has been watered recently and is growing. Watered recently. I mean, it's still raining, though, so actually that's pretty good. As long as it keeps raining throughout the summer, we don't actually need irrigation set up. It means that dwarf didn't need to die. It's like it kind of doesn't matter what game the dwarf is in. They're going to figure out some way of locking themselves behind a wall and dying. Guilty of checking Steam every month to see if the Steam edition is out yet. I mean, trust me, you'll know when it's out, because everybody you know will be streaming it. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people you know will be streaming it. All right. Let's dig this out. That can be our seed stockpile. We'll dig into all of this later. Yeah, absolutely, Commander Bailey's. Absolutely. I mean, I'll be streaming it, that's for sure. Can confirm that. This map is raining a lot. Must be just really temperate. It's the very dwarfy thing to do. Yes, it is true, Aqua. They do indeed have to. Alrighty. Potatoes getting tended to. Also need to make a bigger kitchen. I'm gonna dig this area out down here, and food stockpile is gonna kind of move down there, and kitchen's gonna build it out. This is gonna be seeds. All right, let's go into furniture. Place a pillar down. You can also specify what materials they use. Do I not have a chef? I do. It's not your first priority, though. You don't mind if you just snag this? You know, it's kind of funny because it's almost $30 in Canada. Okay. It's 19 for you in Europe. Oh, really? Yeah, here it's 27 while on sale. So, but I got it for 15 because I backed it on Kickstarter because I'm gullible. Let's do this and move those. Don't know. We need planks. I haven't seen any. Oh, I know why. I haven't chopped down any trees. I'm like, why do I have no wood? Well, clearly it's because I just haven't chopped down any trees. Let's just do that. That'll fix that problem. And I do have planks, but I'm gonna need more. How is it? It's all right. It's very early. Got a lot of potential. That's how it is. Yeah, I know, Sky. What's your point? They also get a debuff for sleeping on the floor. But we went over this yesterday. I don't like you telling me what to do unless prompted. So if I prompt you, you're more than welcome to help. Otherwise, please remain silent. There we go. And potatoes. wonder if I can start harvesting stuff. Yeah, I can. Look at that. But it's very solid Oblivion. It's just, like I said, like I've been saying to everybody who's asking about this game, just look at the roadmap and see if it's something you're interested in. Because this is a game that's going to kind of live and die by its roadmap. And because it's so early, like it is alpha feeling. This is very much a early game, and I can't stress that enough. If you are interested in it, keep an eye on it. Watch updates. If it's something you want to snag right now, if you're okay with playing super early games, this is definitely a recommendation I can make. Otherwise, chill and keep an eye on it and wait a bit. But little details like, as far as like management goes, is they prepare soup over here and then bring the cauldron over into here and then they can share it. You got a debuff if you sleep in a big. You've got agoraphobia, I think. I think that's the fear of large spaces, right? Agoraphobia. Yeah, see, and they grab little bowls of soup. Delicious. Squamdilliumptious, as they say. Actually, totally don't need these. What's it called? Totally don't need the tilling. There's more than enough, or the water flows. Why am I blanking on the name of these? Irrigation channels. I don't need those. There's enough water and it rains enough, or it rained enough this season anyway. That's larger than student housing. This is true. Yeah, this is true. I couldn't fit 2 beds side by side where I put my bed. These are dwarf beds, so they're smaller. I mean, slept in enclosed bedroom, plus 30. Slept in cramped bedroom, minus 5. Slept on the rough ground, minus 5. So, we are very much, just by giving them a door, we are compensating for the problem. So, we're still ending with a rad little plus 15. So, I'm not too worried. It's Tokyo Apartments right there. Yup. I've also watched those YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm not super worried. Fortress is still under construction. There's plenty of room for expansion. They should be happy I didn't give them smaller bedrooms. I think I'm going to worry about giving them actual beds first. Sometimes you just gotta sleep like a Klingon. Feels Batman. If it's good enough for a Klingon, it's good enough for a dwarf. Damn it. Those Tokyo apartments, yeah. Like the one room, like 2-floor Tokyo apartments with like folding bunk beds. Yep. Nightmares. As somebody who lives in a 400 square foot apartment, yeah, those Tokyo bedrooms are way too small. It's not been watered recently, but is growing slowly. But currently raining, so I think, or maybe that's wind. That's just wind. All right, so let's go to zones, stockpiles, food, remove tiles, and then this is going to get expanded down to there. And then we're going to mine out, once those pillars are built, we're going to mine out those extra walls and expand the rest of it. And then we're going to get a fish cutting table so we can start prepping fish. Or rather, a butchery table so we can start prepping fish. Get one of my settlers fishing. Let's give you fishing as a side gig. Which means you're probably going to go grabbing seeds. That's fine. They'll fish in the winter too, because the water doesn't seem to freeze. So honestly, as long as you have something to rest your head on, you're fine. I actually read a sleep study relatively recently where they talked about how we're meant to sleep on hard surfaces on our arm. We're not meant to sleep on soft surfaces, which is why some people have back problems. Which is kind of hilarious. It's just like, we're supposed to squat instead of sit. We're not supposed to sit the way we sit, which is why we have back problems. We're supposed to squat. It's like just the ways our bodies are built versus the way that we use them is actually kind of incredible. Just waiting on those to get constructed. A bunch of other things to get constructed. So it's autumn. The trees are going to start changing color. And it does snow in the winter, and snow does pile up on things. I also like that it automatically speeds up in the at night, which is kind of awesome. So if you have it set to a slower speed, it'll speed up automatically at night when everybody's asleep. And then slow down again when they wake up. It's nice little details. 21 tomatoes. I just need to get corn over here. They're spending too much time farming and not enough time on other things, which is fine. Farming needs to get done, though. We're making another thing of soup. Or started making another thing of soup. I once slept on 3 kitchen chairs. I was homeless for... So I'm not trying... It's not a contest, right? But I was homeless for 6 months. And while I was homeless, I slept on park benches, on the floor in people's garages, on more sofas and weird assemblies of chairs. I slept under tables, on tables. Yeah, you name it, I probably slept on it. So I slept next to a dumpster once. That wasn't pleasant, but stank bad, but it's fine. Nobody bothered me. So you name it, I probably slept next to it or under it. Just like if it's a bodily fluid that comes out of a human, I've probably cleaned it off of a wall. But that's a different story. That's part of life. Made me the person I am today. Gave me a lot of perspectives on things. Gave me probably the best concept of value of lifetime and money that I've ever had. Because the value of a person is the size of their wallet, according to our society. Very much shaped the way I think as a person. If I never had that experience, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I'm actually kind of thankful for it, I'm not going to lie. Terrifying, but definitely for the best. I wouldn't do it again. For whatever that's worth. It's not like it's like, oh, it was like something that everybody should do. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You should never do that. If you're given the option, please stay in your home. Be safe. go. We've extended the size of the kitchen. Let's give us a butchery shop. I'm also going to need to make a tools shop. Like, Chad, have you ever been through something that was really difficult and hard in your life, and then even though it was hard and taxing and exhausting and a rough period in your life, when you look back on it in hindsight, you're like, I'm kind of glad that that happened to me? You know, like a crappy job that gave you better perspective on, like, what to demand for when you are looking for a job, or a shitty boss so that you know when to say fuck you and quit a job, or a crappy teacher so that you know when to change classes, or, you know, like you kind of, as people, like, we are like by default naive, and we kind of have to, maybe we don't have to, but one of the fastest ways to learn is to have a shitty experience, and then you just never make that mistake again, you know? It's like we are a product of the mistakes that we've made, right? Without the mistakes we've made, we'd never become who we are. Oddly philosophical right now. Blind IRL, Twitch streamer and profound modern thinker. This is where I say you need to pre-order my book. Right? That's how that goes? That I'm definitely not writing. You found that with several relationships, including friends, they help you learn limits with good people and who to hang around with. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've had some crappy friendships in the past. I've met people through Twitch that I never want to interact with that type of person again, and it's very much taught me, like, how to notice red flags when someone is going to be shitty. You'd buy that book, not gonna lie? Maybe one day I'll be intelligent enough to write it. Dropping out of high school makes it hard to do shit like that. Yes, to know your disability has taught you to value human life and to be kind to every stranger you meet. However, depression has ruined your life and made everything difficult, so it's twisting roundabouts. I can definitely relate to that. There's nothing more frustrating than having what should theoretically be a good day and just wanting to fall off of a very high place and go splat all day. There's nothing worse than just wanting that more than anything, even though you know it's the wrong thing to want. I've definitely been there. It's not easy. But at the same time, like, you know, you kind of gotta take the good with the bad and get by as best you can. It's lovely today, and I hate it. Yeah. It's like when people ask me, they're like, Blind, how are you? And I say, I have nothing to complain about. Usually means I'm extremely depressed and hate everything, even though, like, today's been great. That's usually what it means. Like, I'm in incredibly high spirits right now. I've been in a very good mood the past few weeks because, like, this is happy season for me. I am the happiest at this time of year. My brain is the nicest to me in the fall and early winter, and I like this season the most. It's when I'm the most productive. It's when I get the most done. It's when I'm the most efficient. It's when I'm the best at problem solving. It's when I'm the best I can be. Yes. And build furniture pillar. Autumn is pretty great. It's kind of funny because, like, I know a number of people with various forms of depression, and everybody that I know who has various forms of depression has trouble in the fall and winter. Like, that's when they get depressed. But I get depressed when the sun comes out and everybody's outside happy looking and like The summer kills me because like I go outside and I see large groups of people and they're out and they have friends and they have people to hang out with. But as a person who almost always ends up being very solitary, aside from my small group of friends that I don't see very often, in the winter I'm significantly more happy because there's nothing that I could do outside anyway, and I don't have people to be jealous of, generally. And then the few outdoor activities I do really enjoy, I get to do in the winter, like snowshoeing. And that's all. Winter is also when all the metal shows happen, which is when I actually get to see my people. But part of the reason I'm in such a good mood is because metal shows have started again. I'm not gonna lie. See, I'm a June baby, born in June. A bunch of dysfunctional relationships taught you to eventually value yourself better than you did back then. That's good to hear, Mind. Metal shows. Prismatic Flux. Heavy metal. This is music season. Fall is music season. Fall and like winter are music season in Vancouver. That's when the majority of the tours come by. There's of course music in the summer, but there's way more in the winter and fall. Way more. You're happy now that it happened? Sounded like you needed to cry, though, past that. Even if you don't listen to the proper stuff? What do you mean by the proper stuff? Well, I mean, it's not just metal. It's metal, it's punk, it's electronic, it's just when the good tours come by, right? Also, I didn't even realize I paused the game. Did I hit spacebar by mistake? What the fuck? I was wondering why nighttime was taking so long. And you didn't recognize any of them? That's fine. There's a lot of bands that I listen to that you'll be like, huh? Although if you want to hear a real good band that I saw live last Saturday, you should look up Drug Church. Very, very, very good band. Put on a fucking hell of a show, too. It's a fucking brilliant show. Absolutely awesome. And I was definitely high out of my mind at that show. But it was very fun. It's funny, the night before I got dumped, I went to the pub because I figured I was going to get yelled at the next day. You know, it's actually kind of ironic in hindsight, me getting left by my ex. Because at the time when my ex left, there was absolutely no way in hell I would be able to afford streaming full-time because, like, income was such that it just wasn't the case. But within a month after my ex left, my Patreon quadrupled. Like, you guys fucking stepped up to the plate and quadrupled my Patreon. And doubled my sub count, and it hasn't dropped since. Which is wild to me. Like, my ex leaving me gave me a full-time job, in a way. Which I still think is hilarious. But also, sad as hell. Sad as hell. Because I was just like, hey, listen, I only have one income now, and there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to survive. So it's like I have like 6 months of streaming full-time left. And I'm still streaming full-time, and it's been 2 years? But, you know, she manipulated the crap out of me. Only cost money. That's not true. I don't know if I agree with that, being honest. I don't think I agree with that. Having a partner has a lot of value. It's like, that could be really good if you're into it, Orange, but really bad if you're not. God, I wish I could get along with therapists. I've had a handful of therapists this year, and every single one, I get rid of them within a couple of months. I feel real bad for anybody who has to watch this VOD, because it's just like me venting about like life and shit and chat venting about life. You don't mind? Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. For me and psychologists, or therapists, every single time I've had one, it's like within 3 or 4 weeks of talking to them, I'm just like, I don't ever want to speak with you again. Can you just go away? And they're like, we can find someone else. I'm like, nah, I'll just keep getting high, I guess. Kinky, just not your kink. Fair enough. My ex accused me of gaslighting after after she left, but I never fully understood why. I'm not gonna go into too many personal details because I don't really want to out stuff that happened, because I still actually respect her privacy, but like, I don't necessarily agree with her definition of gaslighting. I spoke with a number of people about it after the fact, and they were all like, yeah, nope, that's not gaslighting. That's genuine concern for somebody's safety, but I love E. They can skip it if they don't want to hear it. That's fair. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they just want King Under the Mountain gameplay, they can just watch the Impressions VOD instead of the playthrough VOD. You know, there's something that the one real regret that I have with my ex leaving is that she completely cut off all contact, blocked me on every social media platform, and everything within a couple of days. There's part of me that really wants to tell her that I still have this apartment and I still stream full time. No, it's fine. Sideways. If you have questions about the game, I can probably help. Is snowing? Snowing, like, impacts performance in this game quite a bit. It lags pretty significantly when it snows. Must just be in the wrong spot. We're building that elsewhere. Just put it kind of out on its own and see what happens. Like a ton too when snow falls on you. Yeah, that's fair. It's just realism. Snow slows the world down. No, there's nothing wrong with being emotional. Past it. Nothing wrong with being emotional. What's that stand for, mind? That's exactly what Bastet just said. HSP. Never even heard of that. The moment you look up at the snow falling on you and you realize that the world is slowing down. Okay. Yeah, see, I am not very sensitive. Kind of the opposite, actually. I don't cry particularly easily. I mean, I did when my ex left, but it took days for it to actually sink in. Cool, we got more soup. Hope we have enough food to survive the winter. We got a ton of sweet corn, a ton of potatoes, a ton of tomatoes, carrots, and tamrelios. I don't know what a tamrelio is. Tamrelio? Tamrelio? Not familiar with what that is, but... Okay, so potatoes grow in the winter in this. Certain plants grow in the winter, some don't. Been a day. Booster shot today is kicking your butt. Oh, really? Yeah, no, I would expect that. I'm hoping I'll find out when I get a booster shot sometime in December. I'm kind of expecting to get mine in January based on the general timeline. Because right now they're giving it to healthcare workers here and senior citizens. So next they're going to, after healthcare workers and senior citizens, they're going to start giving it to high-risk individuals, and that's when I'll get mine. So Canada's a little bit behind in that regard. I mean, we were behind before, and we're still behind now. It's fine, though. I'm actually just going to try and line these up. So I'll demolish this pillar after I build the other one. You've barely started with the third shots? I mean, it's pretty similar to where we're at. It's like I said, it's just healthcare workers. They haven't given them the seniors yet. It's healthcare workers, seniors, high-risk individuals, and then older adults that are not high risk, and then everybody, basically. We're behind with both boosters, but you're being vaccinated to... or your head being vaccinated compared to everyone else. I mean, it's like, there's places in the world where it's like less than 30% of adults are have been vaccinated. So it's like, if you're in an area where the majority of people have been vaccinated, you're doing pretty fucking well. I mean, here it's like 80% vaccinations or something crazy like that. It's like actually like really high numbers, even though there's a large contingency of people going, yeah, vaccinations. And I'm sitting here going, if you're scared of needles, fucking shut the fuck up, because I give myself 4 injections a day, you shits. But yeah, the day after those vaccinations kind of sucks, but it's fine. Frankly, it's fine. I have to go through worse things in my life. Yeah, I wouldn't say summer. Well, maybe spring, I think, because that's when they'll roll them out to everybody, I would think, Orange. But I don't know how Quebec is doing. Hey, Pack, how are we doing? You know, it's kind of funny. Sideways mentioned that it's like a funny time to come into the chat. It's like, if you guys look at my Reddit account, I spend quite a bit of time in /r depression and /r lonely talking people down from offing themselves. It's kind of become a weird hobby of mine. It's not pleasant, but it's, I don't know. I feel like it's important. It's a rough subreddit to hang out in, but I spend kind of a lot of time in there. You're scared of needles? I get it. Like, needles suck, but... It's blood tests that bother you? I get one of those every 3 months, dude. I get one of those every 3 months. They do if you have to give yourself repeated injections in the same place over long periods of time. Trust me, my gut hurts all the time. So do my thighs. Oops, that's not where I wanted to put that. Let's just get those pillars built, and then we can knock all this down. A nice big open crafting area. As does most things, mind. Most things become easier with age and experience. Every time you get a blood test, the pain radiate up your arm until they pull it out. Do you want to know a trick, Orange? Don't look at it. Don't look at it and count. Uh-oh, I need those done faster. Come on, guys. Those cave in. There you go. The right dose of anxiety and depression meds, yes, absolutely. Welcome to Blind IRL's mental health stream, where we discuss mental health and generalized depression. It's a happy, fun time. where everything is bright and fluffy. Also, I hope anybody in the US of A is having a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And to us in Canada, we will continue to make fun of you because you are 1 month late to our superior version of the holiday. That's weird. The actual digging designations disappear when you're building a zone over top of them. You probably still could now, if you wanted to. Mind. Fuck Black Friday. That's all I have to say to that. Although, I did take advantage of Black Friday sales already. I bought an ounce of weed. It was a very cheap ounce of weed, okay? It was like $80 off. Fuck yeah. It was very nice weed, too. That was my Black Friday sale. And also some pre-rolls for concerts. They're just convenient. Some rolling papers and a few other small things. I live in Canada. So no, it's not. In Canada, you can legally have up to, I think it's 5 ounces in your possession. And outside and walking, you can have, I think, 1/4 of an ounce on your person. You can legally have, if I'm not mistaken, up to 2 plants. Anything more, you're considered a grow operation. Why did I read that as pumpkin shakes? And I was about to be like, what the fuck's a pumpkin shake? Protein shakes. Gotcha. Gotcha. You have a limit of 5 grams? Really? That's like... You'd have to frequently go out and buy so much. No, that actually isn't... That's not the case here anyway, Angus. There's way more Tim Hortons around here than there is weed stores. All right, what am I doing? I need to get metal industry up and running. So, to do that... I'm gonna start digging out this area down here. I mean, there are many of them here too, but we also have legal delivery. So I don't actually go to a store. I just send a person an email, and then it shows up. Quite literally. I mean, through a website. I just order it, and they show up. Pretty great. Quebec, it's 150 grams. It's about the same here, actually, because that's about 5 ounces, right? I think. Math. Because it's 29 grams per ounce. Yeah, that's about the same. It's a little bit more in Quebec. Well, that's 5.5 ounces. Maybe 6 ounces. Also, Mark, can I ask, where are you at? Like, what part of the world? Netherlands? Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, no, Netherlands has those everywhere, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, the amount that you're allowed to have too if you have plants is quite a bit more because you're just naturally going to end up with more if you're growing it. I really want to try and grow it next year. This furniture cannot be rotated in this version of the game. That's funny. That's actually quite really funny. Thunderstorms. Also, investments are up in chat. Heads up. You want to invest your tickets? You know what? I don't know what I've done wrong with this, but I'm just going to deconstruct it. And you go there. Wait, under 21? Orange? 19? Legal age? Or am I like insane? I thought in Canada it's 19. Unless like Quebec is just ass backwards. Also in situations like that where someone gets nailed for sharing weed, it's like, all right, who's the rat? Who told? Because he has a record? Well, that blows. Alright. Quebec gets 21? Weird. Why? Doesn't Quebec have like a younger drinking age? Quebec is like weirdly prudish at times. I don't get it. Alright, so we need an ore crushing plant. A coke oven, refinery, and you. I deconstruct you. Place you there. That's gonna be our forge. I read that as mouth fluffer, not mother fluffer, and I was like, what the heck's a mouth fluffer? Yeah, for drinking, Quebec is like 18. That's why all the Americans go to Quebec to drink. Yeah, the cat would have been the rat. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. We'll see you later, Aqua. Thank you much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You have a solid day. And, you know, just thanks for keeping that sub alive, yeah? Rat Cat? Rat Cat sounds like a punk band name. They'd open up for the Cancer Bats. Let's grow hemp there. And barley down there. Well, hops, actually. Hops, 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 hops. Is that like a regular fluffer? I don't know. So in order to make metals, we have to crush ore in this, make coke in the coke oven out of coal, and then use the furnace to make blocks, and then they craft them there. Oh, sweet. We got a chef. We got Mark. Hey, look, it's Mark. We got Imberza and Cuglorf and Nabelli and Cooler and Underworld Nailed. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more dwarves. Hell yeah! Well, hi, Mark, indeed. Where's Tommy? which means we had 6 previously. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're gonna need like a bunch more bedrooms. See, I told you you'd get use out of that emote, Mark. All right, so we need a tools workshop. Actually, is what I need. Builds. Zone. Carpentry. Where's tools? Tools. I thought the tools was just a thing. Shit. Maybe not. Also, I thought that I had all that stuff. A hammer, iron tongs. Iron tongs and an iron. Okay, so we do have a large hammer and iron tongs. It's just a matter of them bringing them over. Okay, now they've all been allocated. Okay, cool. Just took some time. Let's do that. Please. Accidentally minimize the game. Living situation also has something to do with it, mind. I mean, I think a lot of people's reasons behind not having kids or not wanting kids or ending up not having kids is housing is expensive. And wanting the best for a kid is a large portion of it. I mean, there's articles flying around right now about how millennials in North America are not having kids to a point where we're going to start having a population crisis in a couple of decades. And literally the reason for it is jobs aren't available and housing is too expensive. And if you don't have a lot of money and don't have the ability to pay for a the best kind of living environment, people are significantly less interested in having kids. And I think there might be part of that to do with that situation. I don't want to completely insert myself into that conversation, but I think that might have something to do with it. All right. Let's make some bigger farm fields. It's like there is like a weird part in the back of my head where I'm like, maybe one day, but it's like at this point it's like, first off, I don't make anywhere near enough money to ever have a kid. And I know that for a fact. I don't even need to pretend. It's like I know that I don't make enough money. It's like even if my brain did want kids, which I really don't, because I think I'd be a terrible parent. I would never do it and I would make sure that it never happened because there's no fucking way in hell I'd raise a kid with the amount of money that I have. It would bankrupt me, even with 2 incomes. So, I don't know. Just, something to think about. I mean, there's also that, right? Sideways, it's like, I'm very similar to what you just said in that, I probably would just hate having a kid. Can't stand kids. Yep, that too. It's a 1 in 3 chance for a child to have as bad, if not worse, eyesight than me. So that is also part of why I would never want to have kids, is because I wouldn't want a kid to be cursed with the same shitty genetics that I have. Yep. Took a genetics test a couple years ago, and yep. so that got finished. Now let's see if we can attach power to you. Yep, that it is. That it is. Way too fucking high, sir. Just like me on a Friday night. Yep. Yeah, it's also just like the state of the world, you know, prismatic. This is such a chill game, jeez. Just need to prioritize this up, I think. Do I even have any, I do actually have 2 blacksmiths. When you're not smithing, you'll be fishing. Because I'm not expecting a goblin invasion. Ah, yeah, that too. That, and I'm also not stressed about losing, right? Chat's just unloading baggage tonight, jeez. Hey, chat, you doing okay out there? You guys need a hug? Also partially, you know, my undoing. More like having fun. Oh, absolutely having fun. Absolutely. No. I just received an email that's just like, would you like to buy tickets to Harlem Globetrotters? Not in the slightest. Thanks for offering, though. Cheers, Prismatic. Up to 84 dwarves now? Yep. Is there any lag at all, Feels Batman, at 84? Or the Spanish Inquisition, like yesterday, Orange. Build a single tile of wall right there. Chat, did you just expect the Spanish Inquisition? Because I see a Spanish Inquisition in the chat. Mental illness runs like wildfire in most of the planet, and most people are too afraid to admit it. Waiting for ore or fuel to be available. Oh, I need to mine coal. I need to find coal. Bunch of ore over there. Native silver. There's a bunch of coal down here, so let's start mining out this coal. Down by these caves. looking for coal, 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 coal. I don't see any coal. Until they show up, Baileys. What do you prefer? Sideways? High-functioning autism or Asperger's? Which term do you prefer? I'm just curious if I can ask. There we go. I'm gonna pause game now. Didn't realize it was still paused. Connect to an underground power connection. Did I not do that? Okay, let's try putting one of these right there. I think you need to put it right next to that. The power mechanics on these are not super clear. Don't care either way. I was just curious. Sideways. Is there anything stopping you from getting diagnosed, Bastet? Or is it one of those like you'd prefer not to know situations? 'Cause I feel that way about a lot of things. I'm tired of them running around this. Might as well just cut this out. Speed the process up. How so, Bastet? What's stupid about doctors? Bastet's in Canada, sideways. I have an unfair advantage knowing that. Just remember, crappy US healthcare is the reason we're getting Dwarf Fortress on Steam. All hail crappy US healthcare. Yeah. It's the one good thing it's ever done. All right. Here comes our dwarf. Just mined out some coal and got absolutely nothing for it. Oh, that's unfortunate. So far away, holy shit. I also think that we should just, like... take a while, but I need to get down there eventually. Why? Like, just it, like, as in, like, the actual diagnosis is difficult to get? Accurately kind of deal? Bastet? Or... I genuinely don't know, which is why I'm asking. There we go, we have some coal now. What's up, Freeways? And you think you ate too much? I mean, it is the right day to do that. To be fair. Based on your geographical location. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with that. I know that it's hard to pin down, but I mean, it's impossible. There's no harm in trying, I'll put it that way. Sometimes getting a diagnosis is the best thing that you can do. Higher survival instincts. Last step. 28 potatoes, 11 potatoes. Cool. We should make another feasting table. Maybe not right there. All right. They mine out all that coal. It kind of looks like it. Most of it. My pawn is married and still alive. Thank you for the update, sir. All right, so for power, you do need to place it one tile beneath. So this is the correct tile to place this on. Which means I should be able to go into water pump. Kind of wish I could see those underground while building this. So probably right there. Furniture, water pump. Game? I mean, sure. I guess I'll put it there. Fine. Let's just orders. Build power. Cancel. All that. Yeah, that sounds like that sounds like OCD. Dailies. Like that's literally like textbook diagnosis of OCD. Yeah, they have not been watered, so they're growing slowly, so we need to get these. Enough power. That should power you? Let's see. Also, very important, Freeways gives us frog tip number 3,298. Although not edible, frog can be ordered in a new spicy I don't know what that word is, flavor. A new spicy flavor. Frog can now be spicy. Spicy frog is. I don't know if I want my frog that's not edible to be spicy. It's like, it's not edible, but you know it's spicy. I can be spicy sometimes, even though I'm also not edible. Disabled, not enough power, just like me. I had some really good spicy curry recently. Damn near set my throat on fire. Challenge accepted. I do not consent to this in any way, mind. Challenge deflected. Is that what that is? I don't know, Gristeth. Although I'd be inclined to agree or believe. Wait for that. Okay, how do I increase the priority of something that I can't see? Just gonna keep building gears places until I figure it out. On an unrelated note, going to go get a snack. Alrighty. You have a good snack. I wonder if I can connect this with pipes. Let's try that instead. These are placed below the ground. Make sure settlers can access each tile from the side. Furniture with liquid input or output display blue or green. Okay, so let's try it. Let's see if this works. I don't think it will. But actually, no, because they don't have input. Okay. So maybe, like, you can use that to connect it to a well. Hey, Anonymous. I'm doing well this fine Thursday. 0 metal music, but there's plenty of metal making. This is my almost completed metalworks. We're waiting on a few things for here. But this game is pretty rad. So you'll have to bring your own metal music. Might I recommend Unleash the Archers or some Sabaton? Have the Windrose song? I mean, I have this problem where I don't really like Windrose. I don't think they're very good. Like, they're okay. They are okay, but they're not great. They're certainly not my first choice when it comes to themed metal bands by any stretch. I'd much rather listen to Falls with Leaves or Battle Beast. Shoutouts to Finland and Battle Beast. Okay, so you're pumping water. So this will pump water into the irrigation, which is going to keep these fields watered. Around. So they've stopped. Afflicted by pests, huh? This crop has been afflicted by pests. An excessive number of aphids and other insects need to be removed by the farmer before it can flourish again. Not removing the pests could mean the crop dies. Oh, interesting. Okay. So crops can die if they get attacked by aphids. Corpiclani is also fantastic. I want to say that my favorite song by Corpiclani is Ruta, I think's the name of it. I don't know how to pronounce Finnish, so. I'm still mad that I missed seeing them live. Eh. Irrigation channel no worky. Maybe I do need pipes. Let's see, will that do it? That's a good question. I do not know. I don't believe I've ever seen a Corpiclani album cover. We're into the first day of autumn. Air quotes, perfect weather. My miners have discovered a new area. Ooh. We found a little cave. Look at this. We can make underground mushroom farms now. Huzzah! Oh no, that's unfortunate. Fuck. Anonymous. I mean, I'm sure there will be another opportunity. Sabaton tours frequently. Ooh, yes. I like the have discovered a new area rather than an expansive cavern deep underground. Neat. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I was able to make this work once before. Pipe empty, power available. Actually, hold on a second. Maybe I need to put the pipe on the other side. Let's demolish those two and put them over there instead. I saw Ailstorm was the second to last concert I saw before the pandemic, and I got really, really, really hurt during Fucked with an Anchor, which we were talking about yesterday. Fuck you with a fucking anchor, we're gonna punch you right in the balls. I was crowd surfing and I landed on the what do you call it? The barrier. It slammed into the side of my knee and it bent. Hurt real fucking bad and still hurts sometimes. Ended up going to the clinic for it. You know that's what we were talking about yesterday. Was it with an anchor? Is absolutely what we were talking about yesterday. If you consider a barrier an anchor, then I suppose yes. Also, that's a really fun song to see live because the security always loves it. Security always points at the crowd and is like, fuck you with fucking anchor. We're gonna punch you right in the balls. Fuck you. You're a fucking wanker. You're all cunts and fuck you all. Very wholesome, family-friendly, fun song. Don't you agree, Sideways? Bobtron's is like narrow dance. Although one of my favorite Ailstorm song is "Your Pirate Ship Can Eat a Bag of Dicks." I don't really get that song. I don't really get it, but it's just so stupid on so many levels. I can't not enjoy it. Yeah, pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. Your stupid fucking ship can eat a bag of dicks. It's like, that's all it is. It's just your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. It's the whole song. There's something about it that just cracks me up every time I hear it. It's like, by the end of it, I'm just giggling like a small child. When that song came out, there was a comment on the YouTube video that's just like, you know, it just occurred to me that I've been listening to this same stupid gimmick band for a decade. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why are they still funny? I'm not calling you a cunt, you wanker. Fuck you. You're trying to find the name of that song? It's literally just "Your Pirate Ship Can Eat a Bag of Dicks" is the name of the song. And that's all of the lyrics, is "Your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks, your stupid fucking ship can eat a bag of dicks." All of the lyrics to the entire song. Like, what's not to love? Because everyone knows that your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. Fuck you too, Orange. Such a wholesome relationship I have with my chat room. It's funny because, like, you know, not an hour ago, we were just, like, talking about some pretty serious, like, mental health stuff, right? And now we're just, like, back and forth, fucked with an anchor and all that shit. This chat room. Never change, guys. See if I figured out pipes yet. And Kristoff is shitting on your long. I mean, on your fucking long. Also, yo-ho, Mexico. The drinks are free or something? I don't understand how pipes work in this game. I gotta do something for the charity stuff in the background. Okay, so that does work. So it's not right next to the intake portion. It's literally underneath the intake portion, which is kind of unintuitive. Hope that that's made more clear in the future, but we figured it out. Now we can just dig the rest of those, and then this will all fill up. Magnetic North. Magnetic North is a fantastic music video. The song is also pretty good. The song makes less sense, but combined, that one in Mexico, combined with the music videos, it's just priceless. Absolutely priceless. How are we doing for food? Quite the food stockpile we got. Pretty good. It's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. What are we doing on seeds? Corn seeds, carrot seeds, wheat seeds, hemp seeds, hop seeds, barley. Cool, cool. Let's try barley here. Welcome to the future, old man. I'm glad that we're using King Under the Mountain set. It also comes with its own custom programming. And you want to know what's even better, Clino? Not only is this a graphical tile set, but it also comes with its own game. Isn't that wild? A game that you can purchase right now on Steam in early access. Pretty cool. And it doesn't have elves yet. Which is definitely a selling point. There's the roadmap if you're even remotely curious. This game's pretty neat, though. I like the bits that I've seen of it and played of it so far. No elves, sign me up, right? I know, it's great. There's also no goblins or anything, but like the combat, I'm really curious to see because the combat's gonna be kind of a turn-based XCOM type thing. So I'm real curious to see what the combat ends up looking like for this game. But, you know, see, we've got farming, irrigation, and water wheels and pumps, and this game's very, very, very early access, just to be totally clear. But a lot of potential here. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's 2D DF, right? So there's no Z levels, and they're not planning on adding Z levels or anything. We have more than enough blocks. Hold on. Stone masonry. How many blocks do I have right now? 300 in total. 301. Let's do 70. But, you know, it's still very early access. But if you're interested in playing an early access game that's more like old-fashioned 2D Dwarf Fortress, not bad. Well, no like Z levels, but you still have like, you know, you can dig into the mountain, right? Like you can still dig into the mountain, and there's little caves that are in the mountains. And eventually there will be hidden fun stuff if you dig deep enough into the mountains. Oh, you know, there's still neat stuff. King dug slightly into the mountain without digging down because that's scary. You don't know what to talk about now? Well. The mini-map, the map is bigger than you thought. Yeah, no, the maps are pretty big. Like, they kind of go. So it kind of like... It gets by, even though, you know, it doesn't have Z levels, just because it has map scale. Like, that's our fortress right there, right? And then this is everything that we've got here. So... Yes, DF started like this. But this game has no plans to become 3D, so... And also, like, it's definitely going to differentiate itself quite a bit once the roadmap gets worked on a bit. My concern about this game is, you know, money and whether or not it gets enough funding to continue being developed. That's my actual concern, which is why I'm not sitting here saying, buy this game! It's like, well, play it if you'd like. If you're interested in it, feel free to play it. But, otherwise, you know, just be aware that you're buying a game that is very early. But what's here feels pretty good. I haven't had any crashes in about 10 hours. And it seems neat so far. But this is Alpha Fort. This is a fort that I'm going to try and play until we hit whatever the... Until I've kind of seen everything that there is to see in this game. So, I mean, right now there's no other factions. There's no trading. Hunting doesn't work yet. Like, game's still very early, like I said. You do get migrants once a year, but... aside from that, it's still very early. And I know it kind of looks RimWorldy, but trust me, this is much more Dwarf Fortress inspired than RimWorld inspired. Do the dwarves need light? Yes, they get happier if they have lights, so you can build these little lamps, but I don't have a huge amount of metal yet. But I love this little detail. The miners have these little headlamps, which are just like little candles. Look at that. It's great. It's awesome. But yeah, they get little mood bonuses if they're in a lit room. So they don't have DF air quotes dark vision. Yeah, I get you, Anonymous. Absolutely. I mean, it's not like the game's going anywhere, right? And I'll keep playing this every time they update it, or every time a major update comes out anyway. Love yourself a Banished, like. The only one of those that I really enjoyed was End Zone. I really liked End Zone. End Zone was neat. But one thing to give you an idea of kind of the depth behind this game. Wait, where'd my cauldron go? What the fuck? My cauldron's lost. That's not good. I also don't understand why it's waiting for fuel to be available. Let's make this stockpile here bigger. But they cook food and put it in the cauldron and then move the cauldron over into the dining hall, which is a mechanic I really, really like. Trying to figure out what the fuck happened to my cauldron. All right, anyway, let's make my my storage stockpile bigger. I don't really have a better spot for it, so let's just go to zones, stockpiles, products. Maybe that's what we need? Possible? Because I need another cauldron made, otherwise we're going to run out of food before the winter happens. You get more mileage out of your food when you have a cauldron. A lot more mileage. So one foodstuff feeds one person per meal, or 3 foodstuffs. I see, it's rusted. Okay, so they can't use it. Or maybe they can still use it, but they... would like to make a new one, ideally. Hoping that's gonna get that constructed. Oh yeah, no, I mean, Banished clones are basically like a subgenre of town builder by themselves. I call them survival city builders. Survival city builders are kind of like the Banished style, where the game's elements try and kill you. I just consider it below the level of the simulation. What do you mean? No? I mean, this isn't Dwarf Fortress. This is a different game. It's just got similar themes, right? But it's definitely taken some ideas and inspirations from it, but it's a very different game. That's not good. I need another cauldron. I'm a little bit perplexed as to why this isn't getting done down here. Oh, it's snowing outside. I think I actually do have enough food to survive the winter, but it still kind of sucks. Hematite ore is what you're working on now. Ore crushing. Interesting. Okay. But we will, I think, pick this up again again on another day because I've got some stuff I gotta do, and I have a doctor's appointment in 12 hours, well, 13 hours actually, and I need to fast for 10, so I can't. So I have to eat dinner pretty soon. Before that, sorry, Apocalypse. I started 2 hours late, so it would have actually been a 10-hour stream by this point. But I do need to, unfortunately, do a hard save here. But I think we will pick this save back up on Saturday at some point during the day, because tomorrow is my day off, and like I said, I have a doctor's appointment. And after that, I'm gonna go visit my my grandmother in the evening. So, I mean, if you would like notifications of when I'm consistently live, here's my Discord. You know, like that really is the best way to do it. I think Twitch does actually pretty consistently send out notifications. The thing is, a lot of people have them disabled, but sometimes Twitch has a tendency to send them out late, which is annoying as hell. I agree. But that's me for the day, guys. Lads and laddises, friends and otherwise. But cheers, everybody. Today's been fun. And if you want automated ones, actually, my this Discord, my Stream Team's Discord, has a very fancy little automated setup where you can get YouTube notifications too if you want those. We also host some servers. There's a farm